What is up, everybody? Your boy Red Shadow 2518 in collaboration with.
I'm not saying my name. That's your job. This your boy Warheit Omega. He wanted to do a thing. I'm just here so I don't get fired.
Yeah, he's bullshitting. Anyway, we're gonna make this video today about talk about E3 and our opinion and what we liked about it and what we didn't like about it, and talk about some of the games that were announced at the conferences. We're gonna start with EA. EA. As you might know, EA is all about sports.
We're gonna skip that whole section.
Yeah, we're gonna skip that whole sports section. We're gonna jump right into Need for Speed Payback.
It was pretty.
It was pretty.
But if I wanted to watch Fast and Furious, I'd go to the
Yeah, that too. I'm more looking forward to Forza Motorsport 7, but we'll talk about that later on. And there's another racing game we'll talk about later on. Okay. Battlefront 2.
You mean that 30-minute bullshit they showed? Like, they showed a whole multiplayer match, which was pretty much just, I guess you can call it King of the Hill. Like, because you have to get to a certain, no, it ain't really King of the Hill. You have to get to a certain point, or you have to protect a certain point, then you go to the next point, and you have to do it again, you have to do it, I don't know what the fuck it is. It looked really pretty. I didn't like, personally, I thought it was cool they showcased Darth Maul so damn much because everybody wasn't playing, but he looked really broken. Like, really, really broken.
He does look very broken, but he reminds me exactly of how he played in the OG Star Wars Battlefront 2.
I mean, that's fine.
It was a lot of similarities.
I've seen Han and Rey for about 30 seconds. Like,
True, yeah, they did focus.
Came through and just wrecked them. Like, they didn't stand a chance.
But they showed, I saw a lot more Darth Maul than I saw anything else, really.
I mean, yeah, because everybody was playing him. Like, you seen 4 of the fucking streamers that they got from I mean, everybody was playing him.
Yeah.
I mean, you can play, Rey, as I understand it, pretty much plays like Luke, and Han was in the old one. So, I mean, it's carryover shit, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say this, though, about the whole conference. I mean, they showed a little stuff like the co-op game, A Way Out, and they technically announced Anthem, but they didn't showcase it until the following day. Microsoft, I don't know what the fuck Microsoft did. That was bad dick sucking on that one to showcase that motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
But, didn't it close the show or open the show? It closed Microsoft, didn't it? Yeah, it closed Microsoft.
Did it close Microsoft?
Yeah, it closed. If I remember right, it closed Microsoft.
Yeah, you might be right. I just remember seeing the Anthem and then being like, ooh, I want that.
That was pretty much the whole EA person. I was there on there for like, I think it was an hour and 10 minutes, and Battlefront was like 30 minutes of it.
Yeah. EA did about an hour and 10 minutes. Maybe an hour and maybe an hour and 20, give or take.
That whole press conference, I'm going to give it a C. Like, that whole thing was a solid C.
I would have to agree. There was only 2 games that I know I'm getting, and then there was only one I'm still debating on.
I mean, if we don't count Anthem, I know I'm getting 2.
What was that one you were talking about?
A Way Out was the co-op game. It was the prison game that basically requires co-op, and you don't see that a lot anymore. Like, you see a lot of online play, like where you can play with a friend, but it requires 2 people. That was something I think that'll really appeal, because couch co-op's been dead since like 2000.
You said it requires 2 people?
Like, it physically, you cannot play it unless you have a person next to you or an online friend. Period.
So Army of 2.
Well, no, it's not like it. That's what I'm saying. 2007. There hasn't been nothing like that in a long time.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's been nothing, and it looked really good. I played Brothers, the game made by the guy made it before, the guy that can't remember his own name. Yeah. That's crazy. But it was really good for all things considered, though. Like,
see, I completely missed that game.
Yeah, it was. I think it was right after the sports.
I don't remember.
It was like EA showed 3 sports games. They're just pretty. That's all there is to it. It's the same stuff every year. I mean, people that like it, that's cool. I understand y'all make money off of it, but you can't show the same. They're playing do this. Call of Duty had that problem, which we'll get to that in a minute. But it's the same thing every year. Especially FIFA and NBA. You can only shoot.
My thing is that, like, I'll have to disagree with you onto a certain point that they do add new features every so often. Every so often, like they've updated their multiplayer. They've updated game modes where you do like the create a team or the my team with
Yeah,
the like card booster packs or whatever they have on there.
That's cool, but again, it's the same prospect that we were just talking about with Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You could only add so many shiny bells and whistles before it's the same thing.
Pretty much.
I mean, that was the problem that Destiny's having right now, is that they're not adding enough new shit. And even in Destiny 2, I mean, there's not enough new shit.
You got a point.
And then the following day, I mean, EA had their own day. Like, their own day. Nobody else was there, period, at all.
It was on EA.
It was Saturday, which was weird. It was way before the conference started. I don't even think people paid for hotel tickets. But and then Microsoft. Let's just start.
Yeah, we're gonna start with we're gonna move to Microsoft.
Let's start with the Xbox One X.
Are we gonna start with the Xbox One X or Forza Motorsport 7?
Well, technically Xbox One first.
Oh yeah, that is true. They opened it up with it.
$500. It releases, I think it's the first week of November. I can't remember the date. It's $500. It's liquid cooled. It's about the size of a Wii, not a Wii U, a Wii, which made me want to buy it on principle, because there's a comparison video or comparison image going around. A dude's got his phone just sitting on it. It takes up half the system. Like, just has an iPhone. What? Yeah, just sitting on it, and it literally like is a third or half of the system. It's really small. You can't sit two controllers on top of it. You just can't.
Damn. I didn't even know that.
It's apparently liquid cooled. It's vapor cooled, which I don't know how the hell they're going to do that. I've said that on another one of my videos. I don't know how they're going to do vapor cooled. I just don't.
I like the specs. The specs are nice.
Yeah, but again, that's the thing people are having right now, which is a lot of the news coming out today that like Assassin's Creed and Battlefield and Destiny are capping the frame rate at 30 frames a second. So why? It's like having a fucking Lamborghini and you can't put the gas. It's like,
no, it's like having a Lamborghini and you can't drive it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
The same concept. You can't.
The same concept.
You have all this power, and you're not going to use it. I mean, it's 4K. They're capped at 30 frames a second, so you're using the same power as a PlayStation. You have all this extra power you can't use. Even Crackdown, their title, their thing by itself, 30 frames a second.
But that's so weird, because then they say something about Gears of War 4 being at 60 frames per second, being 4K enhanced.
Well, that's because it's already come out. I mean, that's the thing. They're announcing stuff that's not out, that's coming out. That's going to be at 30 frames per second. The stuff that already is out is going to be 60 frames per second. It's kind of weird. Think about it. The biggest one to me personally was Origins. Assassin's Creed Origins is going to be 4K resolution at 30 frames a second, which means it's going to be the same thing on PlayStation. The exact same fucking thing. It's going to look the same, play the same, everything.
Well, what do you think about them just capping it right now and then planning for future updates?
Well, I mean, if you actually think of the size of them, I mean, it wouldn't be that big of an update to uncap it.
Because I could see them capping it right now at 30 frames per second and then updating it to just releasing a massive software update, console update to
complement it. Yeah, I
to
mean,
complement it, and then release it with a game update.
Well, I mean, again, PlayStation can run counter that. PlayStation. PlayStation can. The Pro can run stuff at 60 frames a second. It's been done. Uncharted, Horizon. This is stuff that runs at 60 frames a second. It's going to be really like. I mean, this is actually a fact. Y'all can look it up. It's online. The most graphically powerful game ever made is actually Uncharted 4 Thief Sim. It's too pretty for its own good. And it did not use the power of a regular PlayStation. I mean, that's actually a fact.
See, I don't follow PlayStation, so that's all news to me.
Well, no, but if you look at it, if the prettiest, most powerful, graphically impacting game, no loading screen, you get one loading screen, only uses a certain amount of a regular PlayStation, they released the Pro, and I'm not saying they don't make stuff look pretty, because Xbox One X and PS4 Pro, they make stuff look pretty. But again, if Xbox One X is going to cap their games at 30 frames a second, you're not really using it.
Right.
I mean, that's where I stand on it. I mean, I like that you can use all the peripherals on it, though. I like that you don't have, it comes with a controller, but you don't have to go out and buy it. You just have to buy a system. You can use Kinect on it. You can use anything.
It's all Xbox One accessory accessible. All the Xbox One accessories will work on the Xbox One X.
If we're gonna stay on the system, the announcement of the fucking backwards compatibility for classic Xbox games was it.
That's what's pretty. I think that's what sold everybody on it, to be honest. Because like, especially with them showing the debut in the trailer of Crimson Skies being backward compatibility, being one of the first ones.
They said that they're the guy that runs Xbox. Can't remember his name right now.
Phil Spencer.
Yeah, Phil Spencer got on stage and he actually said that it's not going to be everything.
It's not going to be everything, but it's going to be a good majority.
Right. And
it's going to be a great majority.
Crimson Skies is fun. I want to see Kodor. Like that.
You brought that game up to me before. I've never played it. I've heard you mention it before. I don't know anything about it.
Kodor. I want to see Project Gotham Racing. While you're playing, I'd love to see Project Gotham Racing. There's a bunch of original Xbox titles that just aren't really given their props. I mean, you got to think Xbox One came out 16 years ago.
Xbox One or Xbox?
Well, done from the original. The OG Xbox came out 16 years ago.
Then
I mean, if you're gonna get, I mean, then like I said, then Xbox went on with their press conference and they showed Origins.
Okay, Origins. Well, actually, they jumped into Motorsport 7.
Oh,
then Origins.
okay. We're going to just go in order. They announced Forza Motorsport 7 by unveiling a fucking car.
They unveiled it. They announced it by unveiling a car, but my thing is I've never been a Forza fan. I just could not get into it for some weird ass reason.
I never liked that.
But watching the gameplay for Forza Motorsport 7 and watching the trailer, and I can't remember if I saw car customization.
You did.
But that's another thing that sells me on it because that's why I don't like playing most of the Need for Speed games nowadays, because it doesn't have the car customization like Need for Speed Underground ever.
No, and it won't. It won't.
And that's my thing. I love Need for Speed Underground, but Forza 7, I'm sold on Forza 7. The question is, will I get it when it comes out? That's the biggest question right now. But I'm pretty.
Well, here's the thing. Technically, you got to look at it from people's standpoint. If I remember right, Forza actually releases before the X.
Yeah.
So you could technically get it and try it and all that other stuff. I mean, most of the stuff coming out of Xbox One X releases before the fact.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Except for Crackdown.
Yeah. Jumping into Origins, Assassin's Creed Origins. Woo, boy, does that game look pretty. I'm gonna start by saying I love how it's not another Syndicate.
I like how they're rebuilding.
Yeah, I like how they're rebuilding it because I don't want to see no multiplayer. I don't want to see no multiplayer. I don't want to see.
If the rumor's true and it's just the arena thing where you can like fight against monsters or do one-on-one with like custom, it's like a new character, like a gladiator. That's fine as long as it doesn't affect the story, like especially fucking what was it, Unity? Good God, the shit they did with the multiplayer and that was retarded.
Yeah, it was, but it still had a great story though.
We'll argue on that another time.
It had a great story. We'll argue on that one because I thought the story was fucking great in Unity.
That's a whole nother video.
That is a whole nother video. We'll talk about that next time, guys. But Origins, I love the gameplay. The gameplay don't sold me, and I didn't see that 30 minutes of footage afterwards.
Yeah.
But just the shit they showed at the Microsoft press conference or the Microsoft press conference, they just him jumping out of that tree with the bow and shooting the motherfucker dude. That sold me. That shit was dope.
Control the arrow, man. That shit. The fact that you can control the arrow. You didn't see it.
I didn't see that.
At the end of the trailer, when Bayek shoots the arrow at his target, it like zooms in, like it's a zoom in thing, and you can control the arrow.
Oh shit, dude! That is awesome.
I like how they don't have the towers anymore. Like, I like that it has a map and exploration, it has naval combat, and the underwater actually means something. But, I mean, here's my thing. If you're going to get Assassin's Creed Origins, you got a lot to choose from. Because as of, I think, there's, 6? collector's editions?
I think there's, when it comes to like collector's editions with a statue, I think there's 3.
Well, there's those 3.
And then you have like the standard, then you have the deluxe, and then you have the gold.
Wrong. There's the standard, there's the deluxe, there's the gold steelbook, then there's the 3 with the statues.
Okay.
There's 3.
My bad.
No, I'm saying you have to buy. You can pay $10 less and not get the steelbook. You can pay $10 more and get the steelbook.
Right. But let's start from the top. Let's talk about that Dawn of the Creed Legendary Edition that's priced at $799.99.
It's $800.
$800, not even including tax and shipping.
It's actually not the most expensive collector edition ever made. I thought it was. I was wrong.
What the hell?
There was a game for PS2 back in the day. It came with I can't remember the name of it right now. It came with an actual like mech control thing. That's actually the most expensive one ever made, but it's still second. But you pay $800 and you get 2 different steelbooks. Which is, the rumors are reporting that the exclusive steelbook you get with it, the only thing that's confirmed is that the gold Creed logo is made out of 24 karat gold. And then you get a statue of Bayek and the Hawk that's made out of resin. Like, somebody took time.
It's also a bigger statue.
It's a bigger statue.
It's bigger by like 6 or 7 inches.
And there's only 1,000 of them. They actually announced there's only 1,000 of them. Actually, I'm correct. There's 999. So they're very specific. They're 1 through 999. I guess the 1,000's probably going to go to E. Will Holmes.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Probably his personal collection.
Yeah.
But it looks pretty, but I mean, we're poor. Okay, y'all gotta understand. We're poor. I ain't got $800. If I gave out, I give out stuff on my channel. If I gave out an $800 statue, I'm about to be balling. Like, I got stuff for days. But I mean, what say you?
I want it, but can't afford it.
Where the hell would you put it?
That's another great fucking question.
I mean,
we got too much shit.
We do got too much. I got shit. You got shit. You only got 1 statue in the corner.
And then, not to mention the one that's going to come with the Mithril edition for Shadow War.
Well, but that's what we're going to transition to. Because shortly after that, they did show Miller Shadow War gameplay.
It so was. I can't wait. That game's going to be so good.
It looks pretty. I like how they expanded the Nemesis system. I like that. I don't know if he's just a story-based guy or what, but if all the Nemesis are like that, where they have dialogue and they matter.
Yeah.
Only one guy can voice all the fucking words. I mean, it don't do much. The ogre same guy. But the fact that, it actually is going to matter.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Mithril edition is $300.
Yeah,
they're sold out. They've been sold out.
Yeah,
don't even try.
Yeah, don't even try. It's gone.
We got ours the first day. We
got it when it was announced.
Matter of fact, funny story. We ordered ours online. Then they had it in the store. And we canceled the ones that were online.
Yep.
Well, you did.
I canceled mine. I had no reason to get a second one.
But the other stuff they showed at Microsoft that I personally really liked, I like that they didn't showcase a lot. They kept it with the indie games. Ori.
Yeah, I like how they kept it with the indie games, giving the indie developers a little bit more of the spotlight.
I mean, they need to, man, because some of them people don't really get time to shine.
Yeah.
They really don't.
And I like some of the indie games, but that's not my biggest. I'm not really big into indie games. Like, I like some of them. Like, I liked one of the indie games that they put on the Games for Gold a couple times, or one time, called Massive Chalice. I believe that's what it's called. It's more like a real-time strategy game.
I mean, even the small stuff, you had like State of Decay 2. You had
I'm not big into State of Decay.
I mean, you still had it.
Yeah.
You had Life is Strange.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but if you're going to talk indie games and not small people, the biggest one right now that they have confirmed is coming to Xbox and Xbox, baby, is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
That looks like it'd be fun.
Because I have early access for Battlegrounds, and I love it. It's really simple. It's easy. Just go out and do whatever. I love it. But I got to talk about. I didn't want to, but I'm going to. That Terry Crews intro for Crackdown.
Now 3. Oh, dude, that's what sold me on Crackdown 3. To be honest, my thing about Crackdown 1 and 2 is that I played them, but I went around and killed shit. That was all I did.
I mean, I think that's what you're gonna do in the third one, but it's just like Saints Row. It got to a point to where it pulled away from what it was, and it's just explosions and cars.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it looks fun from the little bit it did show. I'm not gonna get it. I have you for that. I'm not gonna get it, but you know, it looks fun. I will fortunately be buying Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves.
Yo, dude, Sea of Thieves, that trailer done sold me, dude. Because like I was kind of iffy on it when it was announced because it just looked weird to me. But after seeing like how long was it, like 5-10 minutes of gameplay?
More than that. They did the whole island.
They showed so much gameplay, and I was like, oh my gosh, dude, this game looks like it'd be fun as hell.
I mean, and then of course, you know, Xbox closed the show with Anthem.
Yeah.
The BioWare game we discussed earlier, they closed with it. It looks like Destiny on steroids.
It looks like Destiny on steroids, but it also reminds me, and I hate to bash Titanfall, but it looks like what Titanfall should have been.
I mean, you can tell.
In my opinion, because like I feel like the suits, for example.
You're right.
I don't understand the point of big ass giant robots. I can play Mecha Soul for that.
Right.
I don't need Titanfall, and
I
feel like that. I felt like Anthem is something I think Titanfall should have been.
I mean, Anthem's gonna sell, period, because they showed the RPG aspects, and showed the guns, they showed different things.
Not to mention it's open world.
I mean,
that's what they said, right? It's
yes,
open. I thought so.
Even it, you can you see them just pulling in people, and the end scene with that fucking storm or whatever it was.
Yes.
It looked gorgeous, and it was running on the Xbox One X. I mean, like I said, PlayStation didn't show it at all. I don't know what they did, but they didn't show it at all. Like, that was just Xbox's thing.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, that was pretty much it for Xbox. For me, it was the best conference of the whole show. Period. A+ stars and shit across the map. Like, because they just did so much.
They did.
I mean, but then we go from a high to a low. Because, first of all, I work in the damn morning, and I stayed up till 12 o'clock to watch Bethesda. Okay? I stayed up till midnight to watch this shit.
Oh, God, Bethesda.
You don't do this. I got nothing to say. It's an F. That is.
It's an F. Bethesda. Oh, God damn it. Bethesda could have done a lot more. A lot more. Because, like, that was supposed to be, what, an hour show?
It was an hour.
No, it was not. That show was about
like 45 minutes.
It was 40 minutes. I see it as 40 minutes. They showed Doom for the Doom
virtual fucking reality. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, the Doom VFR. What else did they do? Did they do the Skyrim VR? Or was that PlayStation?
That was PlayStation. My whole thing, right? Okay, if I'm gonna take away anything from Bethesda, we're gonna take some stuff out of the equation. The only thing that I personally liked the Bethesda show was Evil Within 2. Period. I love
that. Was the only thing that looked cool, it's honest.
Well, I mean, you had Evil Within 2. I personally like Dishonored. I like Dishonored 2. So the DLCs, I'm going to get it just because I like Dishonored.
Yeah.
And I do play ESO. So that was intriguing to announce the expansion pack. But that was pretty, I mean, they talked about, what was it, Quake. Just useless shit.
I didn't even hear Quake.
They announced Quake Champions. They showed
They announced Quake Champions. I saw no trailer, no gameplay.
They showed
nothing.
There was in there.
It was just
there was in there because they had.
Because I saw the logo, and then Quake and Champions.
Well, no, they showed.
That was what I saw.
They showed these gamers, like these, I guess, pro Quake players playing. And they showed gameplay of it. Announced Quake Champions beta. Announced that QuakeCon there was going to be $1 million prize pool. That was it. I mean, but if you're going to talk about Bethesda, like I said, Bethesda just didn't show nothing else. I think they talked about their mobile game for like 10 fucking minutes, and then they fucking just they talked about the mod thing for Fallout.
They talked about like the mod system for
the Creation Club.
Yeah, Creation
And then they wasted 10 minutes of my time talking about Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein. Oh god. I never played the first one, but I heard the first one was too complicated. You had to press 3 buttons to fucking crouch, and I didn't.
Facts.
When I saw the trailer for Wolfenstein 2, I literally went, "Wow, really?
Pretty much.
Really, y'all gonna make a second one?"
I mean, that's all. That was the whole press conference. We actually went over everything. We skipped shit in the first two. We went over everything that was in the Bethesda press conference. And by the way, the dude came out on stage twice. Once to say hello and once to say goodbye. That was it. The rest of it was this Bethesda land bullshit. Then, okay, like I said, then Ubisoft went on Monday.
Okay.
We're gonna start.
Okay, but that's an F.
Fail. Pow! Daddy.
In the F. In the Ubisoft. In the Ubisoft.
Spoiler alert, Nintendo did better. Okay.
Into Ubisoft.
Mario Rabbids. What's this called?
It's Mario plus Rabbids.
That was the cringiest moment of E3 when Miyamoto was on stage with Igamo holding them guns. When that back pull, like, no, fuck that.
Okay, I didn't have the exact reaction. I was debating on trying it out.
It comes out in August, which is cool. That they announced it comes out in 2 months. I mean, I don't know if it showcases that it's going to be short or terrible or what, but it comes out in August.
I was iffy on, like, I'm iffy on it. I'm still iffy on it now, but when I saw it, I was like, I really want to try this. This actually looks pretty fun. But I feel like my biggest thing is I feel like I'm going to play it for 2 days and then never play it again.
I mean,
that's my biggest thing. Because that's how I am with a lot of Nintendo games.
I mean, they showed the Crew 2, which this motherfucker called like the day before the show
that the Crew 2 was going to be announced. And I cannot fucking wait. My biggest thing about the Crew 2, dude, is that, like, because playing the Crew 1,
which was free, by the fucking way.
Yo, Ubisoft has a thing for making games with stories, like impressive stories. Assassin's Creed being #1, but the Crew, that was another good one, right behind Watch Dogs.
Yeah, Watch Dogs, not Watch Dogs 2.
I haven't played Watch Dogs 2, so I can't say shit about it. But the Crew 2, like, they've expanded the mobility for open world maps, because instead of having cars and bikes, you have planes and fucking boats. I thought that shit was fucking gnarly, dude. I was like,
that's what. So
my biggest thing right now when it comes to the Crew 2 is how are they going to go for story? Because I didn't hear about the same character.
Nope.
I heard it's a completely different storyline,
which is fine.
Which is fine. Yeah, I was hoping to hear something about the character from the first game, but I mean. That's cool too.
That's Ubisoft for you. I mean,
that's Ubisoft. So I'm really cool to play it and see it when it becomes available for pre-order. I'm getting it. By the way, it does not come out till 2018.
Yeah,
but I'm actually really excited for that.
The beta sign up is officially live. The beta supposedly launches this October.
This October, and I actually got to get a hold of Ubisoft to see about changing my email for my account.
Okay, we're going to lead to a game that I'm not going to discuss at all because y'all already know I'm going to get this shit. The South Park, the Fraction Butthole.
South Park, the Fraction Butthole. Okay.
I'm sorry. South Park, the Fraction
Butthole. Butthole. Okay. This game, dude. I don't know about any of y'all, but I've been waiting on this game for fucking ever, dude. Like, I had pre-ordered it, waiting for it to come out in what was it, March, May?
It was originally last year. Let's be that sure.
Well, no, I'm talking about like before it got pushed back to October.
It was originally last year, then they pushed it back to March, and they pushed it back to. It got a winter release that, if you recall, was like 12/29.
No, it did not. It never got that far. That was just the release that they had for.
It's got pushed back at least twice. Okay, it's got pushed back at least twice. It's finally coming out this October.
But it was originally supposed to come out in March. I went ahead and freaking pre-ordered it, and the day I pre-ordered it. I cannot.
The fucking day.
The exact day I pre-ordered it. They pushed it back. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
We are eating at a fucking Smoky Bones, and he is over here raging.
I'm raging hell, dude. Like, I'm so pumped for this game. But,
I mean, it looks really good. There's some gameplay of it.
It does look really good. Apparently it takes off right where the first one left off.
Right.
Leaving the Stick of Truth where it's at. You're still the new kid in South Park. Apparently this one you have superpowers and shit, but you instead of choosing between 3 different classes, you have like a set of like different 9 superpowers and shit. And I was like, oh my god, that looks fucking cool. Let's see.
I mean, the thing that there's honestly we'll get to in a minute, but one of the games that looked really great at Ubisoft to me, I personally like Skull and Bones. I like that it took off it's basically the Assassin's Creed 3 and Black Flag naval combat they're just putting into a game.
And that looks like it'd be fun too. Oh, and I hate to go back a little bit, but the South Park mobile game.
Oh,
that actually looks fun. Just saying, it's gonna remind me of like Injustice 2 and shit.
It's basically South Park, what they're coming out with, like the Stick of Truth, but it's in a mobile game. It does look fun. I mean, it's basically the same thing though. If you played Stick of Truth, you're gonna get the mobile game, which is gonna be like either free or like $5.
I think it's free.
I mean, but Skull and Bones looks good. You have a pirate ship. If you ever played Black Flag, it's the same thing, but they're releasing it as a game. It looks really
and there is a beta for that as well. I don't know when that gets released.
That Skull and Bones.
But I do know it's on the Ubisoft website. You can go there and sign up for it and all that other good shit along with the crew too.
I mean, then they showed Far Cry 5.
They showed Far Cry 5, and I've never been big into Far Cry, but Far Cry 5 looks.
I mean, it's in Montana or
it looks really fun.
Somewhere. The companion system with like the dog and shit looks really good. I'll say that is going to be something good for next year. I'll say that right now.
Yeah.
But if we're like, and then Ubisoft closed, right? They just closed the show and they said 2 days before that this game wasn't going to get talked about. Now they completely trolled everybody by announcing that Beyond Good and Evil 2 exists. It's a prequel. It's coming. I mean, the dude cried on stage.
Is it a prequel?
Yes.
I thought it was a direct sequel. No. I never played the first one, so I wouldn't know.
They said that it would be bad for the gap because Beyond Good and Evil is 12 years old. So it would, like, they're talking about this going to be a prequel. It looked really good, man. It really did. But then, if we're going to just keep going, that was it for
Ubisoft.
That was it for Ubisoft.
They closed it with Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah, that was. I mean, the crowd was uproar and everything. That was right behind Microsoft, like right there.
Either right behind. For me, it's either right behind it or either right there, right next to it, or right above it. They're neck and neck for me.
They even showed like a different Assassin's Creed trailer. They didn't show gameplay like they did at Microsoft.
But it was a completely different trailer.
It was a completely different trailer. They focused on it. Then they announced the collector's edition shortly thereafter. Ubisoft, they beat the dog shit out of Bethesda and EA. They really did. That was a solid day. But then later that night, Sony came on stage, right?
We can take this one, buddy.
I'm not getting this whole press conference. They opened with Uncharted, which was a bad idea. Like, really, I didn't understand it. I thought it was stupid because it's not. I guess it's a side story with the two other characters. I can't remember the names right now. The two girls. It's not Nathan Drake. It's a prequel. It's only $40. It was a bad idea to open the show.
Yeah, I wasn't under the impression it was a prequel. I was under the impression it was another. It was like
it's not a prequel. It's like a side story.
It's a side story. It's a side story.
You don't open your press conference with that. You just don't, because then they just went straight to Horizon's DLC, which looks alright. I ain't hating on it or nothing. But then they went to God of War. Then they went.
No. Then they went to Days Gone.
No, it was God of War was first.
Was it God of War first? I thought Days Gone. Oh damn! I thought
God of War was actually the next. Either way, God of War. They did. By the way, this entire press conference, there was no on-stage demos. There was really no gameplay demos. Nothing. It was all pre-rendered videos that had gameplay in it. That was it.
Okay, I'm sorry to cut you off, but Days Gone did go before God of War because I remember jumping into the live stream with Days Gone playing.
But I mean, even then, the Days Gone gameplay, you seen gameplay. I'm not saying you did, but it wasn't an on-stage demo. It was something somebody recorded in a truck somewhere, and they just put it on video. But God of War looked good for what it was. I'm gonna get it because I like God of War, but I don't think that it's gonna do as well as they think it's gonna do. It comes out early next year, surprise. But I don't think it's gonna do as good.
For God of War?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna do.
What, man?
Okay, then.
I mean, if I had PS4, I'd buy it because I enjoyed God of War 3 for the.
I mean, then they
PlayStation.
Then they did go to Days Gone, and what I mean, I knew I was getting it, but that's all.
See, okay, so my thing about Days Gone, like, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm kind of sick of zombie games because I feel like that's like the biggest fucking trend right now.
That's the thing right now. It's a trend.
That's the biggest. That is the biggest fucking trend right now.
We got on Player Unknown Battlegrounds earlier. They were doing a zombie thing where you play a zombie.
Really?
Yeah, zombies are hot.
My thing with Days Gone is that, I mean, it's probably one of the first games I'd pick up or pre-order if I had a PS4. And I probably will eventually own a PS4 for a couple of games. One of them I'm not going to name because I get so much shit for it. But anyway, I would like a PS4 to play games like Days Gone, Horizon. I would love to play God of War. Basically all the freaking Sony exclusives.
Right.
I have no reason to get a PlayStation 4 for fucking Destiny or Call of Duty.
No.
There's no reason to do that when I can do all that shit on my Xbox.
Which I mean, there really is no reason right now to get both systems.
There's really not.
On the market, there's no reason.
There's no reason to get both systems.
I will say this though, it wasn't really like eye-opening or lackluster or anything, but he spoke of Destiny and Call of Duty. Destiny and Call of Duty were both there. Destiny got a new trailer with limited gameplay. They pushed the date up 2 days earlier. It's not a 6 date. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
And then they showed COD. They showed COD story and multiplayer in the trailer. They announced the beta's coming in July.
Was it July?
Yeah.
Okay. I already have my pre-order.
But you know, that's little stuff. They didn't really show it. I would have loved if they would have just showed COD multiplayer.
I would love to see. I would have loved to see Destiny 2 and COD multiplayer because I'm sure if they would have showed, if Sony would have showed Destiny 2 gameplay, like actual like live gameplay or just recorded gameplay,
right,
it might have changed my mind on getting it. The reason why I don't really want it is because I got bored of the first Destiny game really quick. I got bored of it so quick. And it was like I felt like it was one of those other games that was the hype was real, but when you played the game, it wasn't that long.
Right. I mean, that's the thing.
It was too short.
That's the thing with a lot of stuff. I mean, Resident Evil 7. That's the thing with a lot of stuff nowadays. It's fucking. I mean, then they showed Detroit, the Android game.
Okay. Yeah.
That looked pretty. It's made by the dude who made what's the name? Fahrenheit and Beyond Two Souls. It's going to be like an emotional game with multiple choices. I like it, but it's not for everybody. They announced that they're remaking. It's not a skin. It's not a fucking port. They are completely remaking Shadow of the Colossus.
Which I'm sure for a lot of people, that's what sold them on the Sony show.
Yeah,
if anything.
I mean, there was Shadow of the Colossus. They announced that Gran Turismo Sport, which I'm not big on Gran Turismo personally, but
neither am I.
They did announce that Skyrim VR is coming to PlayStation, which personally, my old lady, Koniko, that was the only thing she gave a damn about that whole show.
Yeah, you mentioned that to me. My biggest thing about the Sony show, I think they probably would have been up there with Ubisoft and Microsoft if they would have kind of like narrowed down their VR presentation and stuck to more like bigger titles.
They did besides Skyrim, they focused on little shit. Like it was this they had like 5.
They had VR games, but they weren't like big. They didn't look like they'd be big sellers. Like they weren't like.
Oh, Skyrim's gonna sell.
Didn't they show Bridge Crew, Star Trek Bridge Crew?
Yes.
See, that's something I would love to have on VR. I think that would be the coolest fucking shit ever.
Right.
That the Skyrim VR, that would be cool as shit. What else?
That was really about it.
To be honest, I would really like to try Resident Evil 7 in VR. I think that would be pretty cool.
I mean, we didn't talk about it earlier, but Fallout 4 in VR, I wouldn't mind trying that. At least
I wouldn't either. I would not either.
But Fallout 4, they did announce that.
Yeah, I think Doom in VR is too unnecessary.
Fallout 4 might be fun, especially with them doing Skyrim. I think it'd be fun. But this is all him. Okay, they closed the show with the actual gameplay. They only showed gameplay for 2 things, by the way: Days Gone and then Spider-Man. They only showed. They showed Spider-Man. It was like fucking 10 minutes. It was amazing. I loved it. I already had it.
And Spider-Man, if I was to go and pick up a PlayStation 4 right now, and if I was to go to GameStop tomorrow, buy a PlayStation 4, it would literally only be because I want to play Spider-Man when it comes out.
It looks so good.
That Spider-Man game looks so good.
It's made by Insomniac, which hasn't made a good game in a long time.
And you might have to refresh my memory. What were some of the games that Insomniac did? Okay,
not
it kills.
Not Killzone.
Was it Killzone?
No. It's made by somebody. I can't remember the name right now. But you know, it's just the gameplay looks so good from the web slinging.
Oh yeah, the combat.
The combat. It's just. It just there was something about it, man. It just. Resistance. That's who made it. Insomniac made Resistance. They made Resistance in the Resistance series. Now they're Spider-Man. It's a completely different turn from what they were doing.
It is a completely different turn.
But I mean, because I think the last
that's a series I wanted to play was Resistance.
I think the last thing they did before that was they did the Ratchet Clank Sunset Overdrive was what they did on Xbox. That was the thing they did before that.
Did they do Sunset Overdrive?
Yes, they did. They did Sunset Overdrive, and it looks really good.
That's a review I'm gonna do in another video about Sunset Overdrive. We'll do that another time.
But that was actually the whole Sony show. Again, we went over everything. I mean, there's some shit there that I'm gonna get. I'm not trying to deny it. I'm not fronting. It was the shortest Sony press conference in 10 years.
Yeah, that was, dude. I was expecting an hour and a half show. I got 50 minutes.
Yeah, and it wasn't like.
I'm sorry, not 50 minutes. It was about 50 minutes to an hour and 10 minutes.
It was
short. It was short as hell. I was so surprised.
They had a 2-hour window to run.
I was expecting I was expecting a couple new IPs. Same with Bethesda. I was expecting new IPs, but got nothing.
And where was Hideo? Where's Death Standing? Where's that at? Where
is Death Standing? Because they was
just chilling wherever he lived.
They didn't show nothing for Death Stranding. They didn't show nothing for Last of Us 2.
No, nothing at fucking all.
No, nothing for to two of probably the biggest games they got coming out. You get what I'm saying? Because I mean,
they could have put it in like, hey, they could have showed like a little 30-second render video. Hey, it's coming, 2018, 2019, something. I mean, anything.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
They didn't.
Then, unfortunately, children.
Let's jump into Nintendo.
I don't want to.
Well, let's jump into Nintendo because I missed it.
Okay. Nintendo opened by showing Mario Odyssey.
How'd it look?
It looked really good.
It looked really good. Okay, I'm gonna have to get it for my Switch.
It looked really good. They said it's coming out in October. It's coming out in
Damn,
October.
I'm gonna have to wait to get it in because I got a lot of shit coming out in October.
I will say this too. It looked really good. I like that because Nintendo's presentation was the shortest of E3.
Really?
It was the shortest of E3. Yeah. Even EA was longer. Even Bethesda was longer.
God damn.
But it's just what they put in there. Mario Odyssey was there. They announced a Yoshi game like Paper Mario is coming. They announced Rocket League is coming to Switch.
That was predicted a long time ago, though.
It's still the point, though.
Yeah.
Kirby's coming to Switch.
Ooh, I would love to see a new Kirby game.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is coming out this holiday. This November, December. That actually looked really good, too. I will say this, though. The only thing that really, drew me to it, they announced that the Zelda DLC, what it was, that the first one was supposed to be like a trial, and the second one was supposed to be based around the champions of Breath of the Wild. That looks good. The only thing that really popped, though, was Pokemon.
Now, is this the Pokemon game I've been hearing that's supposedly confirmed as an RPG Pokemon game?
It's out of the development line. They showed Ultra Sun and Moon. They said a Pokemon game's coming to Switch. This is an RPG, and it's based off of Core. That's all they said. So we're talking.
So no trailer, no nothing.
No, I don't know if it's based off, the original fucking sessions. I don't know if the Pokemon are just going to be visible. I don't know what.
See, that would be pretty fun to play, though. I feel like it'd be like that'd be an interesting Pokemon game to play.
I don't know, man. I just think that It's going to be one of those things that's difficult to do, but I don't know. I will say this, though, that the thing that did it was an announcement Metro Prime 4.
I've been hearing about that too. But didn't they also announce something about a remaster of Metroid Prime 2?
Metroid Prime 2 is coming to 3DS, which is nice for what it is, but Metroid Prime 4 pretty much just took everything the show had and just made it. I mean, honestly, to me, Nintendo had either this, it's like right there with Ubisoft or right under it at the show.
Yeah.
Here, it was a pay all the way around. I mean, there was a bunch of other stuff that came out, like, that was all the press conference. There was a bunch of stuff that came out after the fact. We forgot to mention Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter got announced on PlayStation. Good God. Monster Hunter World, it's called. Boy. Oh, it looked really good.
Damn.
All this other stuff coming out, a bunch of little games. But to me, just Microsoft pretty much stole the show. They stole the show this year.
Yeah. I would agree to that.
I mean, PlayStation didn't announce a price drop, didn't announce a new system, didn't announce specs for a system, did nothing. They did not show up. They just didn't.
And I think they probably would have been up there with Ubisoft if they would have said something about Death Stranding and Last of Us 2.
No, I don't think so. Even then, because even if they would have dropped it, even if they would have said it, the way they handled that press conference was a lot like Bethesda. One guy came out, one guy left. You didn't have developers talking about it. You didn't have interaction.
True.
You didn't have nothing.
Yep.
You just. I mean, it's just. Nintendo was better because at least you got it was short. Like I said, it was short, and they stuck to surprise, and they stuck to all this other stuff. I mean, they could have just done so much more. They really could.
They could have.
I mean, E3, it was a good show, but I didn't like that. Like I said, Ubisoft ran with it. Like I said, if Microsoft would have pissed people off, Ubisoft would have won. That's all. They were that fucking close.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, when it comes to everything else, Ubisoft takes the silver medal.
I mean,
easy.
I mean,
But again, like I said, Ubisoft and Microsoft are right there neck and neck for me because they pretty much told me everything I wanted to hear about their shit.
right, and I mean that was.
Bethesda didn't do shit. Sony didn't do shit. EA was. I enjoyed EA. They announced they showed the trailer for Anthem. I got to see Battlefront 2 gameplay, which I'm really excited for. Not to mention with Battlefront 2, there's not going to be a single piece of paid DLC.
No, it's all free. The magic word everybody wants to.
Free DLC, dude. No season pass, no paid DLC. Probably when it comes to paid DLC, it's probably going to be more like the microtransaction type of bullshit. Like when it comes to credits.
I even think they're getting away from that.
I think they are too. But that it's a possibility that might end up in there because that is another big trend when it comes to a lot of.
I mean, that was
games on
systems.
systems.
I mean, if we're gonna stay,
Even Injustice 2 has got it.
I mean, even if we're gonna stay on the topic, it's like the paid stuff. I personally, this is why one of the reasons Microsoft won for me is the fact that your Xbox One X, and this came out at the conference, and they elaborated it later. The fact that if you have existing Xbox One titles,
Yep.
they go to the X, they go to 4K. It's that simple. They said Gears. They said like 5 or 6 different titles. The biggest one was Gears. Xbox only disappointed me in like a couple fashions. Like it was not enough to hurt them. I'd have loved to hear a Halo announcement. Halo would have done it.
It would have done it. Halo would have given them the show completely, like to where nothing anybody else would do would have been able to match up to it.
There was Halo. They
could have announced Halo. They could have announced the fucking
They could have announced. They could have announced Halo. They could have announced. I mean, there's just so much stuff that they could have done that they didn't do, but they still did enough to run the fucking.
Oh yeah, they did.
And
they did.
By the way, I've been watching E3 for a long time. This was actually one of the worst shows I've ever seen.
See, this was I think this was like the second or third E3 I've ever watched. I started watching it maybe about 2 years ago.
This is like my 6th or 7th. And I mean, it's just, I mean, they ran away with it. It was so bad because they ran away with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was, for me, that was pretty much it. I mean, it was a good show. The 2017, blah blah blah. There's a whole bunch of stuff coming out. Unfortunately, for all y'all watching this video, y'all ain't gonna get none of it till August. Like nothing. There's like a bunch of little small stuff, but nothing.
There's a huge gap till August, and then there's probably another gap in between that goes all the way to October.
No, not true. There's a bunch of stuff, a bunch of like little pop things that come out in September. Like it starts in August with I think Mario comes out. Mario and Rabbids come out in August.
Okay.
You get Destiny in September.
I forgot Destiny came out in September. I thought everything got pushed back to October.
It comes out the 6th, which means that the people have time. But once October hits, we run it. I mean, you got Xbox One X release, you got Assassin's Creed, you got
Xbox One X is in November, dude.
That's what I'm saying. All this stuff is in that block. You got just October alone. You got South Park, Assassin's Creed, Middle Earth.
Middle Earth comes out in August.
No, it's October now. They delayed it.
Damn, they did.
Oh, they delayed. God, they delayed a lot of stuff to then. I mean, that was the thing I appreciated about the conference is that they freaking
they gave set dates.
They gave dates about a lot of stuff. I mean, it's just. I mean, there's just so much stuff coming out. I mean, it's like that every year. Don't get me wrong, but this year is like extremely special because if you just look at what's coming out, period, right now. It's going to be bad because, like I said, even in September, you got Brs Coming.
Yeah.
You got Brs Coming.
Dude, that's another game I completely forgot about.
Then you got, in October, is Middle Earth. I forgot Evil Within comes out on Friday the 13th in October. Then you got Forza. You got South Park's October. Assassin's Creed, Wolfenstein, Mario. That's all October.
Yeah.
Then you got COD, Crackdown, Payback, Battlefront's October, Vampire's November. All the stuff in that block. And then it's gone. By the way, then it's gone.
It's literally gone until fucking January, probably January or February. Yeah, February.
But that was it. You got anything else you want to say?
No, I think that's pretty much it for me too. But if I was to compare the E3 shows that I've watched in the past 2 years, when I started watching, this was probably by far the worst one I've probably seen.
Yeah, it was.
Just like I'm talking about all around. Yeah, Microsoft and Ubisoft stole the show, but I mean, when it comes to the past couple of years, this is
the best one to me in recent memory was 2015. In 2015, when the consoles were first coming out.
Is that when they announced Xbox One and PlayStation?
No, that was when they were fixing to come out.
Gotcha.
When they were fixing to come out in 2014, 2015, it was like a shoot race because the biggest pun, I think, was in 2013 when Xbox was still on this, we don't want used games and we don't like this.
Yeah, that was a big.
And PlayStation's like, fuck you, we support used games. They stole the show. They did that one thing and won the whole fucking show.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this was before the Switch got announced and everything. Nintendo was still relying on the Wii.
Yeah.
I mean, the tables have turned. Sony went from the king. Sony has won E3 the last 3 or 4 years, period. And now they're freaking next to last. And depending on who you ask, they're actually worse than Bethesda because at least Bethesda showed actual gameplay.
Yeah. But like I said, this is probably one of the worst E3s I've seen. I mean, they've announced a lot more games that I'm probably going to end up getting than the other E3s I watched. But
I mean,
when it comes to conference-wise, this is the worst one I've ever seen. Because the other E3s I watched, there was live gameplay on stage. They did that with I watched the E3 when they did that Ghost Recon Future Warrior with the gun and shit when they first brought it when they were first bringing games to the Kinect, and they were showing like the weapon customization in it. That was like one of the first E3s I watched, and that sold the show for me because they were doing like live
gameplay in the room. Sony had a curve they could have went with, and they could have climbed higher. They didn't even say a fucking word about Final Fantasy VII Remake. Not a word.
Oh yeah, that's another thing they didn't even say.
They could have. That bitch out of the park. They could have showed the remake. I know it's not coming out in 2020. I know it's episodic. Everybody hates it, but they could have done that and I mean.
Okay, hang on. Tell me something here. I could have swore you and a couple other people told me that there was a Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer at their press conference. I did not see one.
No, it's not at the press conference. It got announced Saturday. It got announced by Square Enix to the public. Bam! There you go. It's called the Orchestra trailer. You can watch it online. All it was, as I understand it, I've seen it. I didn't know what the fuck it was until I realized it, but it's on the Hercules planet. And then they showed that, and then they said they'll announce more at D23 next month. That's it. That's all they showed. 2-minute video. You can watch it online right now.
Okay.
That's all they showed.
I think that answers my last question. I think I'm done. Is there anything else you want to
I mean, that was pretty much it for me, man.
That's it for me, too. I'm Ray Shadow 2518.
Warheit Omega. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.